Black Gen Zers often report greater optimism and fulfillment than their peers. What can we learn about their experiences to improve outcomes for all students? Understanding these unique experiences may create a more customizable education system that meets the needs of all students. So welcome back to another episode of Darius College Steps to Success. And today we're going to be talking about Black Gen Z. So if you were born between 1997 to 2012 and are Black, this episode is just for you. So Gallup has developed some research that they are doing about Black Gen Zers. And so I'm going to read off a few numbers and you all can take a second to think about those numbers as I'm reading them out. So these numbers pertain to Black Gen Zers. So thriving and future outlook. 55% of Black Gen Zers report that they are thriving in their lives. A combination of how they rate their lives today and how they believe they will rate their lives in 5 years. So while Black Gen Zers and their peers are equally likely to be thriving in their current lives, about 57%, Black Gen Zers are notably more likely than their peers to strongly agree that they have a great future ahead of them. Further, more say they will achieve the goals they set for themselves, 50% to about 30%. 43% of Black Gen Zers strongly agree they are happy with who they are, compared to just 26% of white Gen Zers, 25% of Hispanic Gen Zers, and 12% of Asian Gen Zers. And 42% of Black Gen Zers say they always feel loved by others. And that is significantly higher than the 27% or fewer among their peers of other races and ethnicities. So with that research developed with Gallup, I'm going to be talking about my own personal experiences with this episode and hopefully giving some advice about how I'm feeling about this research. So again, Black Gen Zers report higher levels of optimism and fulfillment than their peers. Do I see that reflected in my own life? As far as right now, yes. I think in the past, no. Because the opportunities that you get and the connections and the network of people that you get really shape the outlook and the positivity on your life. So ask me this question, freshman year, early part of sophomore year. No, I did not see any optimism. I did not see any fulfillment into the classes I was taking, into the things that I was doing, just because I didn't have any opportunities. I didn't have any people. I mean, I had people to lean on, but like sort of job connections, internship connections to kind of lean on to make me kind of see a clearer outlook on my future. And so I think the opportunities really make you see a clearer path and where you're going to be and how you're going to get there in your future. So do I see that reflected in my own life as of right now? Yes. Again, ask me 3-4 years ago. No, because I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea how to get anywhere, how to connect to people, how to get to conferences, how to do any of that stuff. So 3 years later, I'm on top of everything. I got plenty of connections and I'm talking to a bunch of people that really can shape my outlook or my perspective on where I want to be in life. And so what experiences or influences have shaped my outlook is when I got my very first on-campus job, and that was being an RA. And so I got my first job being an RA, and then I'm still in RA. This is my third year. And then after that, I got another on-campus job for tutoring. Then I joined another scholarship program, and then I was able to talk to somebody for like mentorship. I mean, I had my scholarship, but the abundance of network of people have really shaped my experiences right now and where they are. And so some more data points is that 6 in 10 Black students agree they have opportunities at school to do what they do best every day, compared to 44% of other students. They are notably more likely to feel motivated to get good grades and positively challenged by their schoolwork. So different students have different motivators, and Black Gen Z students thrive with educators. While 67% of Gen Z are engaged when they find personal interest in a topic, and 63% when teachers actually make the subject exciting. And so I had to take a Shakespeare class, and I think it was my second one, and I really didn't want to take it. And yes, it was kind of had its moments where I was just like, I do not want to be in here. But we had to do an end of the semester project where we had to act. And it's one of those moments where you're like, I don't want to do this, but everybody has to do it. Either it was pre-recorded or you had to do it live. And so kind of making those interactive classes where everybody has to do something, which is act out a few lines. You didn't have to memorize it, which makes it a lot more exciting because I've learned about Shakespeare in the past. I did not want to keep learning about him in college, but my professor was able to make it exciting during the midterm and the end of the semester areas. So Black students particularly benefit from passionate, engaging teaching. So that leads me, well, I'm questioning myself here. So this research shows that students thrive with passionate, engaging teaching. So again, I shared a time where something made a real difference in kind of like my journey, which was the classes and kind of making it interactive. And so I'm going to be doing that. I'm student teaching right now. So I'm going to be doing that with my students when we do lit circles, when I might have to act or read out certain characters and such. But that really gives me a different outlook on how my teaching should be, even as a student teacher. So how did the support shape your confidence in my goals? So how did that support shape my confidence in my goals? So it really gives me a further path down the line. So when I either get in the classroom to teach or when I engage with people or I'm doing materials or conferences or presentations, to be engaging, not just to recite and not just to do, not just to get a good grade for, but actually make people want to listen. So that was just like a small step of those, a small step in my college career that really kind of shaped the outlook over, hey, these people are not going to listen to you if you just got it droning on and just have slides and you're reading from the slides and you have no cards. Make it interactive. So overall, Gen Z defines a great life as one that includes happiness, so that's 85%, financial comfort, which is 79%, and close relationships with friends and family, 77%. So while Black Gen Zers share these values, their specific priorities differ within these overarching trends, primarily focused on their education and career. Because that's me. I'm probably more focused on my education. Where am I going to be in 5 years in my career? And what job am I going to be doing? Do I have to craft something? Is there one in the job market for me? Will there be enough space to be able to weave me into another, let's say, practicum or internship? But these ideals to really shape my perspective and my careers on life. So 61% of Black Gen Z students believe having their dream job is very important to a great life for outpacing their peers. So I definitely believe I'm one of those 61% of Black Gen students that believe that having a dream job really makes your life easier, because you would love going to work every day. You wouldn't just love going to work every day. You would put in overtime and you'd be able to move up quicker and you'll be able to be more successful in life rather than just doing a job that you do not like and that you will hate every single day that you go into for the next 40 years. Hopefully, I mean, I'm not working for the next 40 years, maybe retire early, but yeah, it's just like you really want to have that job that you really like going to every day, because you're going to that job 5 days out of a week or 7 days out of the week, depending on what your job demands you to do. So I'm one of those 61%. So ask yourself, are you one of those 61% that you really want your dream job to have a great life? And does the pay matter to have the dream job, or you want to have equal or one higher than the other? But yeah, this goes to nearly 1/3, so 31% of Black Gen Zers say starting a business and being their own boss is very important to having a great life, more than 3 times the percentage of other Gen Zers. So a lot of Gen Z people say that having their own business is a way to have a great life, which is also something I want to create one day, because then you make your own hours. You are the boss. You set the pay, you set the hours, you set when you want to work, how you want to work, when you want to do it. and all this other fun stuff. So I'm also kind of in the middle between those two, kind of deciding that having a dream job, but also having a side business really helps a person like me or a person like you be happy in life. So 71% of Gen Zers also say they hope to enroll in post-secondary education in the first year after they complete high school, slightly higher than the 68% of other Gen Zers who hope to enroll in college. So a lot of these things go back to, what do the numbers say? How are they saying it? What language? I mean, because these numbers are kind of speaking a different language. Do you feel like that you are going to go right to high school? Do you feel like, I mean, not high school, you feel like you want to go right to college and go do your 4 years and get 2 more years, but also have a side business so you can retire early? Those are things you really have to think about. And so when you're kind of planning for your future, kind of networking, talking with people, the experiences so you can gain to start your own sort of something is very, very important. And so just being supported is really what matters, because if you don't feel like you are supported, then there's a part of you that may feel like you're not doing the right thing. I mean, there's some people that could just go and be like, I'm supporting myself. But being supported and being valued really makes a difference in success, because then you have people rooting for you. So for me, true support kind of looks like having people cheer me on. You don't have to tell me I'm doing good every day or something like that, but accomplishments that happen when I get them. And that is the type of support that a lot of Black Gen Z people, a lot of Black Gen Z students want to see in their life, so they can feel like that they are on the right path, that they are doing great, and that they are getting everything settled to be successful in their future. So these things are extremely important. These numbers are very important for Black Gen Z students, because we are trying to see where we're trying to be at, if we're thriving, if we're optimistic or pessimistic, or whichever one, how we're feeling. And so this is kind of what I want to discuss today and talk about. So this data highlights the motivations and aspirations of Black Gen Z students. It offers valuable insights for educators and policymakers to create more inclusive and effective educational environments that benefit all students. So this data highlights the bigger picture of not just me, but a bundle of Black Gen Z students that are in college right now, or in high school right now, born 1997 to 2012. So it kind of highlights that age range. So if you agree with this, let me know. Leave a comment down below on my YouTube or on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. But this is what I'm here to talk about. Thank you all for listening to this data, to my thoughts about this data, and seeing how Black Gen Z students are feeling about thriving, are feeling about fulfillment, and feeling about optimism, because that's most important in our community. Can we see a future for ourselves, for the foreseeable future, in everything that we have going on with our lives? So thank you for listening to another episode of Darius College Steps to Success. And thank you for listening to this data as I dove into the importance of Black Gen Z student success.